So welcome to Isis in the Bible Summer Gathering Week number 7, Metu Neter Nut. Metu Neter is, what does that image mean on the Egyptian walls? And today we're going to do Nut. So we went around the room and asked the question, what do you think stars are for? We've had many responses, which was beautiful. And welcome, Angelica. Are the stars more than the lights in the sky? Are they the living symbols, reflections of divine order, guides that connect heaven with earth? Do they whisper stories of cycles, renewal, and destiny, reminding us that we too are part of the great design? So when we ran around the room, we had a lot of awesome responses and how mesmerizing the stars are and how they're our guides and how they're always with us, turning switches on and off. It's all beautiful. So one quick reminder that on August 23rd, 22nd, 23rd, depending on where you live, we have the Lion's Gate. It's also a very special Lion's Gate because a few hours later, we have a new moon exactly aligned with Regulus in Leo, the heart. So for the exact sun aligned with star Regulus, one of the gateways, compassionate bravery, there's a whole lot of people being tested right now with the fire of Leo. And the compassionate bravery means that you use love when you feel a fire. You don't use force because that only leaves memories in the waters for you to then have to resolve to love through forgiveness again. So depending where you live in the world, the true Lion's Gate will be so people here in Windsor, it'll be 9 p.m. on Friday. And then for other people around the world, all the way to Auckland, New Zealand, it'll be 1 p.m. on August 23rd. And then the new moon shortly after, you can see 6 p.m. to left, so 5 hours later is the new moon. So it's pretty much aligned with the star Regulus. So again, this new moon is about realizing the brave heart that you need to have when you see a fire. I'm getting witness to lots of fires, and I'm helping as best I can to have people resolve that both people need to wave the white flag, because there is no first cause. There never is a first cause because we're infinite. So we both have to, when we're in a resolution mode, when we're feeling the fire, we both need to ask each other for forgiveness. So those are the times it would be a great time to state intentions, to say some prayers, make some beautiful loving images, because this is a gateway. And again, the test is compassionate bravery. So if you see a fire outside of you, I mean it's leaving you. It's one of those waves that are getting smaller and smaller so you can reach the calm shores. So be that compassionate, brave one to go in and help people resolve with love. So again, if you want to visualize an analogy of the womb you live in, this is it. All right, it's a field. We live within a earth, not outside of it. And we have a flat plane. So the flat earth is a misnomer because the earth is not flat. The earth is a sphere. It's a womb. We live on the top portion of it. The bottom portion of it, which we call the earth, is the blue shift, and this is the red shift on top. So the stars map the lands, and your body is at one with Mother Nature, one sphere, one love. infinite loving beings. So I want to go around and show you what I mean of the stars mapping the lands. So we have Aries, house 1, right? And what do we have there in Aries? We have the ram in America, right? So I just wanted to show you. I'm going to do this really briefly. In the second house, we have Taurus, the bull. Taurus, the bull in South America, is the keeper of strength and abundance. There's a reason why we call Taurus the bull. Bulls are all over the earth, but not like it is in South America, because it's a keeper of strength, abundance, and grounding. This essence is reflected in the land itself. It's fertile, enduring, and filled with spirit. Here, the bull finds a home of the guardian of the earth and a living mirror of the stars. The bull is a symbol of strength, fertility, and abundance. So the bull you will find in South America, and that's Taurus the bull. I'm going to do Gemini and Cancer together because they're related. When we take, I'm going to start with this side, the Cancer side. Hang on a second. Let me make this bigger. So this is the Eye of the Sahara. This is what they call Atlantis. Atlantis is the Atlantic Ocean. So you can see that the Eye of the Sahara, which they think is Atlantis, is right here. It's called the Eye of Sahara, Mauritanius. But as you notice, so Cancer, what's the symbol? It's a symbol of what? Looks like the yin and the yang. They call it the crab, the lobster, the two claws. You can call it that. But really what it is two spiraling hurricanes. Look what this is the path of all the data that we have for hurricanes of the past. You can see it's starting here, and it blows this way. Sophia, the air that's blowing. Well, Cancer is a water sign. You have the water of Atlantis. Gemini is an air sign. And what do we have all through here? When you look at this image, you see all those hurricanes mapping this path here through Gemini, the air. So you're seeing air is very prevalent here. The stars map the land. Now we're going to go over to Leo, the lion, the 5th house. The houses are the immovable. The stars are immovable. The lands are immovable. The stars map the land because is there not the lion in Africa? Of course there is. Well, that's why we call Leo the lion there, and that's why Africa has a lion. These are all essences. The stars map the lands. And what do we have here in Virgo? Virgo is the Virgin. That's Isis's home. Well, of course, that's where Egypt is. This is Isis. You can see the throne. And now we're going to move along over to India. Libra, balancing. That's the heart as light as a feather. Do we not have in India one of the most balanced people out there? They're so loving when you meet them. They're so kind. Their heart is as light as a feather. Moving along to Scorpio in the 8th house. That's China. Does not China eat scorpions? It is not filled with scorpions? Not to mention that scorpions land on this edge here in Sagittarius. And of course they have scorpions there. And then we get over to Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the horse. It's very well known that Australia has one of the largest populations of wild horses in the world, known as Brumbies. And Australia is the archer on what? The horse. This is 180 degrees from Sable Island. If anybody familiar with Sable Island, that's off of Nova Scotia. So 180 degrees across from Nova Scotia right here, 180 degrees across is Sagittarius, the beginning part. So there is an island where there's nothing but horses 180 degrees apart, and then you go across over to here, you got the Brumbies in Australia, and that's the horses. Sagittarius, the archer that shoots the scorpion, that controls the scorpion. So spiritual law kills a scorpion that's making the waves, the desirous wave. So then we have Capricorn. When you come over from the California coastline and you go through Pisces, which is all ocean, and Aquarius, which is all ocean, and I'm going to get to those in another time, you get to the first lands, Capricorn, and that's New Zealand. Capricorn is what? Half fish, half goat. Well, that's the mermaid principle, because from out of the waters, we start finding ourselves on the land. So the first land where fish becomes man, Capricorn, animal from fish, that's New Zealand. So the stars map the lands 100%. Why do we need to know this? Well, you have to know that you're 100% connected to the stars. The lands are, your body is, the stars are. Every atom is connected to the lands. So every atom in your body you can turn on for healing just using your imagination. And this kind of knowledge where you realize that we are connected is what you need. You don't have to study and know what these mean, but when you know you're connected to everything, you can heal yourself. As an example that I gave last week about that picture in the sky where there was that bright light, and I said that that was happening over by England because England is where Ursa Major is. Here's what John Parkin said on our YouTube video. Bellissimo, the southeast of England where I reside is dominated by Ursa Major in its geometrical layout. Public house names, the Plough, the Wagoneers, the North Star, a through road known as the Big Dipper, and many more examples. The town was referred to as New Jerusalem Zodiac by its designers and much, much more. It's been an obsession of mine for 30 years. Well, Lynn Garden City, check it out, bro. Much love and gratitude. And I also done something earlier because if this is the Great Bear, what's their association with bears there? Well, in Croatia and Bosnia are within the Leo borders, but also they are more north and hence will be influenced by the Great Bear, i.e. Ursa Major. Croatia and Bosnia are lands of both mountains and bears, the Great Bear. The bear in Slavic mythology, which saturates the lands, is a protector spirit, a symbol of strength, introspection, and ancestral memory, sometimes linked to the shamanic power of the soul of the forest. So the stars map the lands. I'm going to give you another example. How many people have seen this? This is a quick little video. The March for Humanity. Okay, this is a 4-minute video, but I'm going to speak into the video.
把全澳的警察都调过来了。这有什么活动？它是一个游行，有一个5万人的游行。挺钱？这个没有，还真是的。啊，这个。哇。
So that goes on and on and on and on. So I'll just show you it by just going through it like this. So it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And the video just stopped there. On August 3rd, 2025, there were estimates of 90,000 to 300,000 people who took part in a mass march across Sydney Harbour Bridge. The event, dubbed March for Humanity, began at 1 p.m., stretching across the bridge for hours. So every one of these people are an energy in the stars. So in reality, all that energy being at the same place at the same time should show up, right? Well, absolutely it does. So not only is there the black moon aligned with Vesta, the Vestal versions, the protectors of the truth, when people tell the truth with love. Mercury is on precipice to grip the truth, the beehive cluster. Here's the beautiful part. There's something being birthed at that time, the energy of Neptune, the energy of Saturn. But look at that bridge is at 151.2 east. And where's that at? Exactly where the South Node is, in Leo, the heart, right here, exactly where the bridge is at. The stars map the lands, the energies us, we accumulate for the good of Mother Nature, of the earth. Don't forget, this will now move by this location within hours. Okay, so within an hour it'll be over here. So that whole start is right here. at that point where the bridge is at. So we are the stars, we are the land, we are energy beings, and we will always come together to become love again, one community. So we're waking up our brothers and sisters all around the world who are the prodigal sons and daughters. Please forgive me for not being the loving man I should have always been. I must have taught them how to do that in a previous life. So again, what's really important is this line here is the Phoenix rising line, the coast of California. Cali is another word for Eris, Mary. Look at the word Aries. Aries, see it? Aries. It's Arise. It's Alpha and Eris, the mother and the mother and the sun. Sun is the Alpha. There's the mother. And America stands for America. In other words, this is where Mary rises, right here. This is why we call the lands in the beautiful names of it. Last slide. I'm not going to go over this, but I just wanted to show you that here is the past 9 Phoenix rising. The last 9 locations that witnessed the mother rising with the sun, with the moon at her feet in the east. And we have markers there at every one of these locations where the event happened. So we know where we're at on the clock, the precession of the equinoxes. So it's beautiful, folks. And just for us right now, the one that just happened, 2023 AD, is right here at New Zealand, Queenstown, New Zealand. So we'll be building a monument there as a reminder of where we're at on the clock. And that's all we have for today.